Well, hello there, folks. We have a great day here, meeting great friends of Jim's, and we're here with Donal Lee, and he's going to chat to us in a second. But before that, folks, the event is on the 3rd of August in Clark's Bar. It's going to be a super evening of celebrating the life of the great Jim, as well as that supporting Brain Tumor Ireland. And as I said, we lost poor Jim earlier on in the year, and actually you were with him, Donal, a few days. Well,
it was a couple of weeks before he passed. Yeah, down in the county hall. It was
what you do down in the county hall?
Well, it was a commemorative night for the Glenabbey Cup.
Yeah.
It was 50 years. It was actually 50 years, and then we had won a few cups about 40 years before that, and it was just a commemoration of that anyway. And there was a great gathering, and Jim now was actually unwell at the time.
Right.
He was in hospital, but
yeah. Now the Glenabbey Cup.
Yeah.
Glen Abbey. What was Glen Abbey? It's coming to the Glen Abbey. It seems a very old.
Right. Now you won't remember this because can I give out your age?
It doesn't matter.
You're 10 years younger than me.
Yeah.
But anyway, and I'm 60. So
thanks.
The Glenabbey show. The Glenabbey show used to be on Radio 1.
That's right.
And it was Frankie Byrne, and there was a couple now. You may or may not remember those. But the Glenabbey sponsored this, we'll say, cup.
Right.
And it was probably the second biggest cup in Ireland. The FEI Junior Cup would have been the first. So Mullingar won that kind of unexpectedly to beat St. Francis, who would have had a team of junior internationals. And the first game was a draw. That was up in Tolka Park. And then we had the replay down in Mells, and sure the whole town was out that day, you know. So it was just fantastic, a great memory, you know.
And what position did you play in the team?
I played on the left wing.
Okay.
Left wing. I was doing my leave insert at the time,
right.
So I actually wasn't up in the square. I'll never forget, we had maths, not my favourite subject the next day, so I was going up for a grind with a couple of the lads up to St. Mary's, and everything was happening down in the square, you know.
Sean Cleary, then, did he teach you maths at that time?
Sean didn't. He taught me maths up to the junior cert. Excellent teacher and footballer, as you know. Yeah. And he's just gone in the door.
hopefully we get talking to Sean Cleary.
You get him coming
and what a great character as well.
Yeah.
And a good friend of Jim's. You would have known Jim fairly well yourself over the years.
From football.
Yeah.
I would have known him from football, and you used the word there a moment ago to get a kind of a colouring version of it.
Yeah.
Jim was that. It would have been not so much the social, but then again he was in England in London for a while, you know, and he'd set up that business, which was very successful. So I knew him from the football. He would have been with a team called Mill Rovers initially, and then there was, we'll say, Mullingar Autos, and we used to there was good games, we'd say. And
Mullingar Autos?
It was Mullingar Autos. Jim Burke would have run that team with Martin Moore.
Go away.
Yeah, going back. That was the Street League. And we would have had those games, and then we combined the Mullingar team, and we got a really good team out of that, and we won the 3 cups, and they were the Midland Area 2. That was 86, 87, and then we won the Counties Cup back around 78, 79. But we got to the last 8 of the FEI Junior Cup, and that's an All-Ireland event, and we got to the last 8 on that, and we lost. It was the quarter-final. We lost that, and I firmly believe it's one we should have won, because we were good enough to win it.
Yeah.
But we were missing a couple of players. There was a wedding that weekend, right? No names, but anyway, you can do nothing about that. But we were missing a couple of players, and one vital guy who played at the back with Jim.
Yeah.
And we lost it, you know, just about.
And tell us, what sort of character was Jim at that time? I mean, he was very driven. He was driven,
yeah, he was. He was very focused. I would, when you asked me to come in, I thought it's 3 F words. He was fearless, he was focused, and I can't remember the third one. But it to do with the line. He had great vision at the back. He could see things. He could spot danger. The game would be on about 2 or 3 minutes, and he'd know straight away where the danger was emanating from and how to close it down. We were very strong, starting at the back, and then it was Pete Purcell in goals, and working away up the team. And of course, you had Ned Moore then up front, hammering in the goals. You know, Ned was superb, you know. And then you had Martin. Like, I mean, when you think of the Moore family, you had Martin on the side, and he was part of that great committee, calling shots over there as well. So really, like, it's a tribute to the Moores that whole time. And Martin, of course, is still there.
That's right. He's driving it on, yeah.
He is, and I think Jim is with Mullingar Shamrocks.
Yeah.
Or is it Lomas?
Shamrocks. I think it is. Yeah. But as I said, Did you know him when he brought the team home to Ireland? Do you remember he brought this?
I was down in Newbridge at that stage, and when he brought that team home, like I think Jim is only back since 2021. I think he came back, but he would have been to and fro. So when he brought that team home, I didn't.
But Agnes, how's it going? But yeah, so when you brought that team home, you were away, so you really didn't
I was
know
away.
much about it. Or?
I would have been in quite a bit of contact with Martin down the years, and Martin would keep me posted, and they did very well. They were trying to get into the League of Ireland, the B section. From what I remember, is it Leroy Rhodes?
Yeah,
I can't really remember. Yeah, and there's other guys, and there was 16 they brought over, and of course Jim led the charge on that completely, like, you know, and sponsored it, put a lot of money into it, and they lost out to my home team, which is Newbridge Town. They became known as Kildare County. And
how are they doing now? Did they move at all?
Kildare County has folded.
Yeah,
it's big money, like you're you know, and it was ideally located, and they had the lights and they had the pitch, great training facilities down there, and had the stand beside the station. So it was ideally located, but they still couldn't make ends meet because it was like players I presume were being paid at the time as well, and there's a lot of overheads and the likes of that. So okay, they decided it wasn't to be, and they went ahead then, and they've got a great system going to here at Mullingar at the moment. They've been down there, Dalton Park, having a look, you know.
Great.
And I've been down to a few games there at the end of the last. They were unlucky to lose out in the last 2 seasons.
Now, talk about yourself. You went to Kildare then to, where are you from originally?
I'm from Mullingar originally.
Right.
Yeah.
Born where?
Born on the Delvin Road. It was Assumption Village, Springfield. As known
so
then,
up by Hughes's there, you would have known
2
all
up
the
from
Hughes's.
Hughes's, yeah. 2 up from Hughes's.
And
there's 16 houses on that, and they were essentially built by the nurses and in St. Lomas Hospital. They built it for the nurses in St. Lomas Hospital.
So you would remember Sean Connolly then?
Oh, he was my next door neighbour, yeah.
Go away.
Yeah, he played with the Drifters.
That's right.
And I remember Mrs. Connolly used to hang the what do you call out in the line. She used to clean the. You were the line going back here to 64. Yeah. I'd say 63, 64, and I remember and had the red jackets or
That's
something,
right,
white bottom, and I remember them clearly on the line. Yeah. Joe might have had a different colour than that now. Joe might, I'm not sure if he'd one of the scarves going at that time. But I remember I remember seeing them up in the Hibernia Cinema. They played up there, and Joe was playing rhythm guitar, and he was playing the bar chord. He was a handy guitar player. So not only was he singing, but he was playing, and of course then John Connolly was in at the back. This was, I think, before, it would have been before Tommy Swarbrick came.
Before the Drifter show band, yeah.
And I don't know who was drumming at the time. Doc Doherty. No, the other guy, the drummer, I can't remember his name now. He was out.
Sid Aughy.
Sid Aughy. Possibly Sid Aughy.
Yeah, because maybe they're getting the buzz.
He went into management after that.
That's right, yeah.
So I think it might have been, but it was the old crew anyway.
Yeah, so they were building actually into the
answer to
Drifter
everything.
show.
The Answer to Everything was their first song, but that hadn't been recorded.
Right.
So I think Tommy Swarbrick had come aboard. The lads.
At that time.
The lads were gone at that stage.
To move it on.
But they were very good. They were very good. And the funny thing about it is, the first gig that they had was in a place called the CYMS in Kildare Town, the Drifters, right? And the guy who organised that is from Collinstown. Now, I know him from Newbridge. He had a shop just down the way from me in Newbridge, Christy Murta. Right. There's a lot of Murtas out in Collinstown, and he was in charge. That was a snooker club down there. And he rang your dad, and I don't know if he was talking to Sid Aughy or who the manager was at the time.
Seamus Casey.
Seamus Casey, probably Seamus Casey anyway. And that was the first gig down there.
Amazing. It's actually the first place that I went to a dance.
Is that right?
The CYMS, because my cousins lived in Rotangan.
That's right. And your auntie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I met her, along the way, yeah.
And we would have gone up, I would have gone up for the summer, and then you got the loan of a pair of, a nice shirt off the boys, dressed yourself up, and off you went to the CYMS.
Is that right? Gee, Mac, I never had the pleasure, but you had a good 10-mile drive there or lift there, yeah.
Oh yeah. So as I said, we're chatting about Jim Moore, and we're talking about literally everything here, folks. But we're putting the word out to anyone who would like to join us on and have a chat in the bus about Jim and the times that they spent with him, whether it was in business, whether it was socially or playing football. I don't think he played golf, did he?
I heard his name mentioned, and did I see a picture recently where he was holding a golf club?
Yeah.
It was sent to me actually, and Martin is in it, or not Martin, but Tom is in it, and 2 others that I don't know. But yeah, he was holding a golf club. But I've never heard of him playing golf. That was more Tom.
Well, anyway,
maybe somebody else.
Donald, thanks a million for joining us.
I'm not finished.
You're not finished. I love it.
No, I want to tell you this.
Come on.
Are we still on air?
Yeah, we're still in the...
I have to tell you, I was talking to you about it before we came up there, about American Pie.
Yeah.
Okay, and we were down for this get-together for Glen Abbey Cup and whatever, and Jim, as we said, was in the hospital. Now, Carol was there, and I think his younger Joseph was there. His youngest son, Joseph, was there anyway. So we decided we were going to sing it.
Yeah.
And my memory of Jim doing it was after we won 2 finals, and Jim wanted American Pie, and I was playing the guitar.
Right.
And Jim said, no, you have to. And there's a load of verses in American Pie. But I remember thinking, he's way out of key. He was singing down my ear. Everybody was singing. He's way out of key. So I said to him, I said, Jim, you're way out of key. No, I was shouting during the match. And of course, he would be organising and doing all this and cajoling and whatever else was required. So that's possibly true. But in any event, that happened twice. I says no. And of course, he could talk you around anywhere. He could convince you. But the night down in the county hall, we sang it. And I'm delighted that he got to hear it. That's just fantastic. You got to hear it.
And I hope that it's recorded. Maybe Martin or some of the lads recorded it.
Well, it's certainly recorded because Jim saw it. I know that. Okay. And it's too good to wipe off. But it is out there. I don't have it. But it is out there. Yeah.
Brilliant. But there's loads of bits and pieces that we're trying to put together, and we're very, very lucky that we're meeting all these great people. And actually, we were collecting nearly a history of Mullingar along the way, and as well as a history of football, soccer in Mullingar.
Soccer was huge in Mullingar. Absolutely huge. I would go so far as say it was bigger than Gaelic at one stage.
Yeah.
I don't know how many were down for Glen Abbey, but it used to be great. There was thousands up in the square, we say, when we came back that day, and I wasn't there, but I saw the pictures. But no, soccer was very, very big in Mullingar, and of course, if we get a run at the Gaelic at all now, came very close. Lomans came very close to winning the Leinster club there.
Yeah.
You know, they beat a local team, or were beaten by a local team of mine as well. I was hoping they'd win, you know. But,
are you still doing a bit of singing yourself?
I am, yeah.
Good man.
Yeah. We're here next Saturday night. That's Bob and Don.
So now we get to meet Bob and Don. This is Don, and Bob is on his way for Saturday night in the Gravel Arms.
And Bob played with Jim as well now, yeah. Oh, Bob was middle of the field, yeah. Bob Riley. Bob is a super right-footed player, yeah. Fantastic.
You never know who you meet.
Yeah, you never know. But anyway, that's all come up anyway. People will be aware of him.
Once again, folks, thanks for looking in. If you've got a story to share with us, once again, coming down the whole way from Kildare to meet us, fair play to you. And we really, really appreciate the chat and getting in contact with us. And look, folks, if you've got a story, share it with us. Thanks, Donald.
Thanks very much, Ryan. Thank you.
Bye now.